here again at Westlake, and it is a cold December day. Probably it's that weather right before the weather gets too cold to fish normally, because you have the thin ice and it's right warm enough where it's just liquidy and you can fish from the shore. So first thing, I'm going to gear up here and I'm going to start throwing out some lures for trout. Try one of my favorite little spinners here. You guys can see that. And we'll see what we can get. We got some guys out in the canoe in the back. I don't know if you guys can see them or not. But we're going to keep an eye on them, see if they pull up anything. Hopefully have some success today. Let's head out to the water. Alright guys, I got my little setup here. Let me show you guys with the camera around here. Got my little rod and reel here. A little 6'6" ugly stick. And right now, I have this whole lake I can fish. So hopefully this is some trout close and shore. And we will see what we can get. Alright, I've just had a take. First cast, so that's always a good sign. I'm just gonna try not to get in amongst these trees. Just gotta kind of reel in quick because the weed beds are still kind of high from summer. So, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to fish the margins, and then I'm trying to fish out in the main swim here. Cover as much ground as possible, and then I'm going to try a bunch of different spots on the lake. Probably stay here for a couple hours today. I got the whole lake to myself, like I said, except those two guys out on the canoe. And I think what they're doing is they're just going over to the trees and getting all the lures that people lost. So it's not a bad idea, but yeah, I'm just getting a little bit of weed on the spoon. And basically, we'll see what we can do. There's a swell right out there by my lure. No weed. Weed coming in on this one, boys. That's all right. Got myself a nice waterproof box with all my freshwater gear in it. So I'm using something a bit big. Maybe I should put on something a little smaller. I know I have a bunch of stuff in here I could use. Like a little 1/4 ounce Castmaster. And then here I have my micro box. I don't think I'm going to pull that out today. I don't see any fish too close out to shore. Alright, so I'm rigged up. Got my little 1/4 ounce Castmaster here. I'm going to throw it out and see what I can do. Don't get in the tree. That's a little better. A smaller presentation, that's what I'm going for. Especially in the winter here, these fish are they're a lot finicky. Because colder weather, they don't want to work as hard. Although, I will tell you a little tip and trick here, that for trout, colder water is a lot better for them. So, if we get anything today, we will probably end up pulling up a trout. We're going to switch spots. This one's too weedy. So I'm going to head out down toward that way to the lake and see what we can get there. so I moved down just a little bit. I have much more better clearing spot here, and I'm gonna try to fish this. I'm gonna try to cover most of the area here in the lake today, and I'm not guaranteeing a fish. This is my first time really out in a while. It's tough out, so we'll see what we can do. Hopefully going for some rainbow or brown trout today. I want to change this out. Okay, so before I did that, I decided I'd just tie on a new snap swivel there. Don't want to lose a good lure today. That's the last thing I really want to do. And I've also cleared myself a little spot of all the rushes here. So come summertime when we are back here micro fishing, we'll have plenty of room to fish and not get caught in the weeds. Perfect. And with a little bit of luck, we shall have a trout. These guys must be making a killing out there on the kayak. Getting all the lures that everybody loses during the season. In the summer, after spring hits this year, well, next year, it's about to be 2019. And while we're on that subject, I want to wish everybody here a happy holiday and a happy, safe New Year as well. So, make sure you get those resolutions going, people. Mine is to maybe catch a trout today. Imagine that. So much traffic around here too. In the summer it's a little bit quieter. It's definitely got more weed. This is a weedy spot as well, people. Very weedy. I'm gonna have to go to one of my favorite spots here, where I was catching them last time. Next spot, here we come. Alright, we're at spot 3 here on the lake, right next to the road, so sorry for any noise. And we're gonna try here too. I've caught a lot of bluegill. There's still nests here. I don't know if anything's gonna bite, but we'll give it the best shot we can. Point this downward because I'm going to be down that hill. Perfect. Another bump, but nothing's committing. Much less weedy at this spot, so helps my fishing go a lot easier. It's a really perfect day out today, honestly. It's not too windy, not too cold, so the only thing we need to happen is a fish come to bite the lure, so keep trying here. If not, a couple minutes we'll try another spot, but this one looks pretty promising, if I do say so myself. Alright, so I'm gonna switch spots. Nothing here. I like it, there's no weed here, but we're gonna move a little further down the lake and see what we can get and then double back. But I really do want to try to get a fish today. I haven't caught one in a while, and we all know that fever. Everybody gets it when you haven't caught in a while. The first thing you want is a fish. Right, so nothing on the crippled herring. So I did was I just put on this little high vise spoon with a bucktail on it, little feather. Throw that out there. Maybe they want more color. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. Well, there may not be any fish right now, but just to show you guys, this is my view of the lake. And it may seem so serene and beautiful, right? Until you turn around and there's nothing but traffic. But this is the view. Beautiful day on the lake. I can't complain. Another great Long Island day. Keep fishing and see what we can get. Traffic's finally starting to lay down a little bit. The water is like glass. So, not one of the further spots on the lake. You guys can see it's beautiful out, the scenery here. Not too far from the house either. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the best I can today. And if not, I will merge this with another video when I do catch a fish. Because there is just nothing biting. I tried a bunch of different lures, different spots on the lake. I don't know where else I could go. But Long Island fishing in the winter is very tough. You really kind of got to wait for that ice or spring to come. It's kind of like a dead zone right now, but I'm just itching to get out there, you know? So I'm giving it my best shot. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, this will all be frozen over and we'll be making some ice fishing. Always something to look forward to. That way I can get out in the middle of the lake without having to bring my kayak out and get soaked. Look at that, more weed. Here we go, we're at our next spot here. See this? Beautiful. Throw a few casts out here, see what we can get. There we go, now we're out there. The last spot for today on the lake. Like I said, see what we can do. Just saw something making a wake, but that could be anything. So there's turtles in here, catfish, perch, bluegill, some pumpkin seed. So could be anything. This lake is stocked with trout. Get out of the trees there. Now this lake is stocked with trout, so it could just be running low on fish as far as I'm concerned. But they do stock it again in a couple months, so we'll definitely be back for then. But until then, thanks as always for watching. We did our best. We've been out here for a couple hours now. And see what we can do in the next one. Enjoy, guys.